So I think it's an indication that when Saturn go to Aries, it's a new beginning to the whole world. I think you should just focus and have faith on what you're doing and keep investing more energy and time on it rather than worry, because next year for sure everything will be new and the whole world will push on the new path.
Hello, everybody. I'm so happy today to make this video because I'm welcoming to the show my dear friend Cuong. Cuong, how are you?
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous because this is the first time I did it in English. Hello, everybody.
Yes, me too. A little bit nervous, but you know what? I'm so happy because we were talking of doing this for such a long time, and I'm very happy it's finally happening. Even the technical issue, even all those stuff now, it doesn't matter because I'm so happy we're doing this. And yeah, let's go. Um, Kung, for those who don't know you, I want to introduce you very fast. You're my friend from Vietnam when I was living in Vietnam. I met you there, and you were actually the first one to introduce me to astrology and tarology, numerology as well. At that time, I know very little, and I need to admit also because coming from the West, where I grew up in France, astrology was really something. It was an entertainment, and when I actually discovered astrology the way you explained it to me, it was a totally different world. I couldn't imagine that there was so deepness in it and how accurate it would be. And yeah, I'm very excited to hear what you think about all of this and to share it with my friends and the people who are following me. And but before that, Kung, I know you very well, but the people might not know you. So, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah. Wow. I feel so a lot of feeling now, but I feel that I'm so happy and honored to do this podcast with you,
Yeah.
Kim. We talked about this for 2 years, and finally we do this now. Yeah. First, introduce about me. I am in Vietnam, and I was here all the time, and I have a passion on astrology since I was very young, like 19 years old, and now I'm 43 years old already.
Yeah.
Uh, but of course, I was a student of environment in a technic university, and I graduated from that. But of course, I have a passion about the universe and everything, and I want to do it in my profession. But of course, I have to go out to work. And Vietnam was a country of very developing, so I could not make environment engineering as my job because I think I'm more to something that is more human rather than technical. So I changed my career to like a data analyst because I still want to do something more science. And I do data analyst in marketing, digital marketing. But after 5 years, I felt burnt out at the year of at the age of 30 and 31, and then I go out and search for myself, search for my soul, and in many spirituality path, and one path that makes me stop and want to explore more is tarot and astrology. Again, I come back to astrology. And I did this for 12 years already, since 31 years old to now is 43 years old.
You're doing this for 12 years. This is incredible. And as you said, for me, it was you were the first person I met in real life that was actually doing this for a living. For me, tarology and astrology, I saw people on the internet, but at that time it was, for me, it was not trendy. Now you can see people like booming, like popping everywhere. You did this when it was not a trend already. How was it? How was it for you?
Oh yeah, that's great for when you pose this question because it is very true on what you said that when I entered this field in 2013, it was not as much popular as nowadays, especially in Vietnam. At that
Yeah,
time, Taro was very new. The market was very new, and people still think it is just like yeah, it's true, entertainment of the children, like just children, like 10 years old kids will play with tarot, and I enter this at that time, uh, because at that time I was very depressed and at the the bottom of my life, like I want to search for myself. Not I don't want to work in corporate anymore. And that's why I enter this with all of my soul and my passion to really find something about myself, which
yeah.
I think psychology still not give me enough answer.
Mm.
Um, of course, I did meet some therapists at that time also, but it was still not enough for me, and that's why I want more insights. I want more answer about myself.
Mm.
And I enter this path of spirituality for searching, for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, and and when I discover this, I feel, yeah, I want to explore more and more. So if it's just like a hobby or just a side project, it was not enough for me. I want to give more energy for seeing myself through helping other people seeing themselves.
Yeah.
I see that we tend to live in our own cocoon, or we tend to live in our own problems. But when I can do this work, I see that I go out of my problem and I enter to other people's world and their problems. And I just discover that, oh, we all have problems, and it seems like it's just the same. And rather than I just focus on my own path, I listen to other people and I have conversation with them, and I can have the discussions with them about life in general. I can help them and myself to pose like questions that open our world and open our perceptions. And I feel so good that it's not that I help them to open themselves more, but also I help myself to open my world more. And suddenly I feel much better about myself and my path, but at the same time, I was paid for doing that.
Mm.
Yeah, people come, a lot of clients come because I help them to feel relief from their problems. I help them to have more perspective for themselves, and they can move forward in their life more and more, and they feel healed from all of their shadows or traumas. You understand? And
Yeah.
there are clients that accompany with me for 10 years,
Wow.
and they grow and they transform a lot from through time, and they come back again, of course not like too much, but they come back and they can see how much they have growth, and of course they can go to other paths also, and then they meet more coach or more counselors also.
Mm.
But this work really inspired me in life, that it helped me to overcome my depressions.
Wow.
Like the depression was something that blocked my view, but with this work, I feel the life is open. But of
Wow.
course, this astrology or tarot is used as a tool to open the world for people And so even if I do predictions for them, it is like to help them to have vision about the future and how they will navigate the future. I also try to do some coaching accompany with the with the tool, so that I want to make sure that all of this is still on earth, on the ground,
Yeah.
not too much like
Yeah.
um, that is how I try to make this work still ethical.
Yeah.
And I think that's how I can keep it to the year of 12. And I also have uh, classes to teach tarot and to teach astrology to students also.
Yeah. Congratulations. Actually, it's very inspiring. So my question is, what kind of client does come to you? Is there any type of person? Is there like any age? Is it like more women? Yeah, can you describe them? Like, is there any typology of a client you have?
Yeah, it's clear that most of the clients were women.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the student is most of the student is a woman, uh, um, and the clients who likes me is women that they want to explore their intuition more. They, yeah, of course they care about fortune telling, but I help them to understand themselves also,
Mm.
not only just fortune telling. I help them to see the problems and the insights of the whole thing, and then they make decision themselves. That is what I try to do, and that's why the clients who wants to have a conversation with me, they also want some psychological base, not only just tarot reading or astrology reading. And after they have a conversation with me, they also have awakening inside of themselves, like wow, the tarot really works because they can see it in the pictures and in the cards. Also, I heard that from people who follow my page or follow my Facebook. They also was inspired by me that they learn tarot themselves, you know, and
Nice.
they were successful with that. That's why people can see the hidden aspect of life through tarot. Uh, but of course, it is like a glimpse to the deeper reality about life. It doesn't mean that we can easily master the rules of life, just like we try to control it. So I think it's good for people who feel so much fed up with the structure, too much structure of our life.
Yeah.
They feel depressed, and of course, this path of exploring tarot can help them to see more things out of the structure. And to me, it is called the area of imagination and
Mm.
intuition. And I try to apply that to my class of tarot or astrology. That is, this is a class of exploring your intuition and imagination
Yeah.
through the story that we can tell from the cards that we take, or from the astrology that we see, from the birth chart that we see, rather than we feel controlled by some kind of fate that we read, because finally it is just cars and the stars on the
Mm.
sky. It is not like anything that can control or determine us. So I think I learned this and I share this learning to people. Is like mm, an intuition from the stars, and an inspiration from the stars
Yeah.
and from the cars, rather than a determination by it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Is that I think most of people are very skeptical about like astrology and maybe or even tarot reading because they feel like they lost their free will, or someone else is actually taking control over their life. Where
Yeah,
what you're explaining is that no, you keep the control. In the end, you're still the main character of your life, and this is just a tool to give you intuition, inspiration, ideas. So very, very interesting. And Kung, can you explain very quickly what would be the difference between astrology and tarot reading for people who doesn't know what it is? Like in few words, like how do you explain it very quickly?
I can have some interesting background that can explain this to you, like the Western people, because
Yes.
I also study engineering, and also I have a background of data analyst. So I totally approach tarot and astrology from the data view rather than too much superstition.
Yeah.
So to me, astrology is like a data set about the big plan of your life, a very bigger plan of your life, because it is the whole data structure of the sky at the point you're born. So it is a whole data set. To me, it's like a big data about your life. So we can do a lot of analysis from that big data to have some insights or some solution. If you need any kind of analysis about yourself, so it is very big one. And because astrology has like thousands of years of uh, developing their tools, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of tools in astrology, not only one or two. So each tool can analyze one aspect of astrology in your birth chart. Why tarot is very flexible
Yeah.
uh, tool in a way that to me it is called like real-time data. You understand real-time data? Like if astrology is the data that is set already, tarot is like it depends on the moment that you interact with tarot and you take the cards. It is the data reflection about yourself at that moment. So it's more dynamics.
Yeah.
And to me, sometimes it's even more efficient than astrology, because sometimes it's open a lot of new ideas or perspective, so that you can still navigate the map of your life, but with more abilities or more creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
so
interesting.
So that's why when I start this path, at first I just have astrology as a tool, but I could not carry on with only astrology. Only when I met tarot and I can use tarot, and then I have clients. I truly have clients, and
Mm.
from because clients can make questions and tarot can have very fast answer to
Yeah.
them, and in a very opening way, and that's how the clients wants to hear more, and through the conversation with the clients I can have more insight about their life, that I can match those data with their astrology, and
Yeah.
then I can understand their astrology, and then I can give them bigger insight or perspective about their life. So combine the astrology with the tarot, it's more beautiful, and
Yeah.
I did that for years. Yeah.
And you did that to me as well. So I can
Right.
share a little bit about my experiences there.
And you have your first tarot deck also.
Yes, yes. So it was like the beginning of a journey. I think I still remember when I came to you in this Vietnamese coffee shop in the Ho Chi Minh City, and I still remember when I left this session on my motorbike. I was full of joy. I felt a relief that everything's gonna be fine, you know, and you just need to do your thing, to be happy. Yeah, it was a very nice feeling.
Yeah, I think that is the point of why people come to this field. So
Yeah,
if people who are having like transits, you know, nowadays a lot of people have change and they want to change and they want to make a transit, new transit in their life.
yeah,
I think astrology and tarot, and also other, of course, other tools also like human design or anything,
yeah,
can really give us some new perspective about uh, suggestions also. So, but if people feel tired of our old identity and want to create a new identity, uh,
yes,
then these tools are very efficient for them to try.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, and I see that in Vietnam or in Asia, it feels like everybody is very ready to change and to make a new thing.
yeah,
So that's why I feel like here it is much more chaotic than in your area. I don't know. Maybe this is the time of globalization, and we are learning from each other a lot.
yeah. Yeah, and this is amazing. That's why I love to come to Vietnam, and I'm very happy we get to see each other in Paris too. Um, Talking about globalization, talking about transition in life, I think I learn also from you that you know, the planets can also influence us as a bigger scale. So we had beginning of September this lunar eclipse that happened. What is the maybe can you explain us what was what happened at the time in September, what was at stake, and what is the major um, planetary alignment that could affect us in the by the end of this year?
This
Ah,
this question is very broad to me
yeah.
because you know for years like 10 years I just focus on analyzing the birth chart of people to help individual.
Ah, yeah.
You
Okay.
understand? But of course, a lot of people or from the newspaper they ask me to do this for the press. We want to
Ah,
know well, what is the time of this? What is the affection from the sky to us? And I refuse all of that because I want to keep my studying quite objective first. Uh, but
interesting.
but you know, it's very interesting. Like the last time I was in Europe, the 1 month ago, I visited you, and I
Yeah,
also visited a friend in Oslo, and
yeah.
she took me to the library of Oslo, and I discovered that there was a field called environmental psychology.
Ah,
Field shows that our environment affects our psychology, and our psychology affect our environment also.
I see.
So in a small scale, it is like the environment of our city, the way that we design the city will affect us, and then we affect the design of the city also. And bigger, a little bit more bigger scale is our nature affects us, our weather affects us, and we affect and we interact back to the nature also.
Mm, mm.
But like in a bigger, much bigger cosmic scale, it is our stars affects us. You
Yeah, makes
understand what I
sense.
mean? Our star, the sky above the solar system affects us as the environment, and our psychology was affected by the star. And of course, science never approved this because this is too much that the science can prove. Science is just about what you can measure.
Yeah.
So this is not about science, of course. But to me, I believe that what I'm doing is now connect everything. Like I become an astrologer. It's very connected with what I did as my major in environment when I
Yeah.
was a student. And of course, in the last 2 years, I observed a lot of happening in the sky. And to me, there was one thing which is very clear. In 2025, Saturn moved to Aries for the last 6 months. So I think it's an indication that when Saturn go to Aries, it's a new beginning to the whole world.
Yeah.
Because Aries is the first sign of the whole zodiac, and Saturn have like 2 or 3 years traveling in one side. So the last 28 years, Saturn was in the whole zodiac. So when Saturn come back to Aries this year, it means that a new beginning to the whole world. Uh, yeah, and everybody affected by that, not only one or two. And because I know this for a long time, so I can observe what happening in the world, and I say, yeah, it's very clear that yes, this year is the new beginning of the whole world. Did you see that?
Yeah. Yeah, me
But
too.
yeah, and of course, last year, 2024, we see that it's quite like very slow and very ending of of the old system of the world.
Yeah.
But this year is very different. It's like everything is so new, and because this year, 2025, is just like a transiting year of Saturn from Pisces to Aries, so it's going to Aries for 6 months, then you go back to Pisces for 3 months and go back and forth the whole year like that until 2026. Saturn officially in Aries, you know. So 2026 will be really the new energy of the whole world. And 2025 have been like a transiting one. So
Mm.
I think for the mass of people, you can feel like this year, oh, it's changing, but it's not changing very clear. Uh,
Mm.
and maybe you already start something new, but you feel like it's not pushing much forward yet. You feel like you still have like a lot of obstacle and have a lot of things make you feel burned out or powerless. And I feel like the sky is telling you that for sure what you feel is true. So I think you should just focus and have faith on what you're doing and keep investing more energy and time on it rather than worrying because next year for sure everything will be new and the whole world will push on the new path.
Saturn is about what? What is the meaning of it?
Saturn is the star of structure. It's the planet of
Mm.
structure because Saturn is at the end of the traditional solar system. So if the sun is like the driving force of the solar system, then Saturn is very much about structure and discipline and how to make it work.
Yeah.
That's why we have to rely on Saturn to see what is really real and what is really work and what is the theme of the world.
Yeah.
What is the true theme of the world? Because if Saturn is in Aries, you know, the theme is like pushing everything forward and breaking all of the old laws and make space for the new to come.
Oh, wow.
So that is will be like a very big year, big 3 years, 2026, 2027, and 2028 is that the whole 3 years is Saturn in Aries. So you have to have a lot of energy to push everything forward. The time of sleeping and sleeping like the last 3 years when Saturn was in Pisces have been gone.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. And you know, it's interesting because in numerology, they also say the
Right,
same. Yeah, even is not the same discipline, but the conclusion is a
number
little bit
one.
the
Yes.
same. Yes,
Next year will be number one.
exactly. So it's very interesting to see that there's many tools out there, but somehow the messages are quite similar. And
You understand because all of these data is different layers of the same object, this
yeah,
world and this universe. So this is like different layer of the same object, so it has to reflect the same thing. But
yeah,
it's like you have each data set is like you're looking at the same thing on different angle, you know.
mm, very clear. Okay, nice. Kung, we're coming to the end of this interview. I'd like to ask you a few questions that I will ask to all my guests, but you're the first one. New beginning. And so the first one is, be ready. What is your definition of living a fulfilled life?
I always try to live life more to my passions.
Yeah,
But as time goes by, I still come back to what the ancient teach us is to try to keep balance.
yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Great. Next question. If you had the chance to go back in time and speak to little Kung, what advice would you give him?
Wow. I want to cheer him up much more.
Yeah,
I want to give him a lot of hope as much as possible because I think it was really difficult for him, but it should not be the reason that he would drown himself in sadness. So I just want to give up as much love and caring and cheering up for him, just exactly like you used to did it to me.
nice. And what is your definition of God?
Hmm.
Hmm.
God to me is the very amazing and unbelievable beautifulness of how data was matched to each other in a grand scale of the
Yeah,
cosmic scale, and how can it be like everything aligned to each other all like that in even in data.
yeah.
So that is how come it is like that. To me, that is God, and that's why I chose my the name or the logo of my class or my group is so or, which is a school of or.
Nice.
School of or is like, wow, how come it like this? How can everything align with each other all like that? And it's a secret, but it's also an intelligence, a very big intelligence that we cannot really measure.
And last question, Kung, where do people can find you on social media and the amazing work you're doing for us?
Yeah, I have this fan page. Like I said to you, that name So Or, which is a school of or on Facebook,
Yeah.
and I'm doing it in Vietnamese because so far I try to focus on Vietnamese people. But thanks to this podcast and with you, maybe in the future I will have more content on English.
Yes, yes, let's do this. Okay, so
English.
I will put the details in the description for the people who wants to find you. But yeah, it was very nice to do it, and hopefully we have more coming.
Yeah, I'm glad that we finally do this and have a lot of inspiration and love from this. Thank you so much, Kim.
Yes. Okay.